I would like to preface this by saying that it may be scratchy in some places, so I want to apologize for that. My daughter came to me a few hours ago asking me if I could read on XXXTentacion. I'm so sorry, I don't know how to say his name, but she's been having a really hard time with this passing and wanted to know the truth of what happened and wanted to see if I could pick something up in tarot cards. I don't know anything about him except that he was shopping for motorcycles a week or so ago and he was robbed and shot in the head, or shot in the head and then robbed. But she just wanted to know if I could find any information that has not been made aware to the public yet about his passing. A lot of information is coming through the cards that I have laid out, so I am saying things as quickly as I am intuitively picking them up, so you may have to slow the video down to understand what it is that I'm saying. First thing I need to tell you guys is that if any of you have had a tarot card reading, you know how this works. You ask a question. Sometimes you will get a direct answer. Sometimes it gives you bits and pieces. But a lot of times, 95% of the time, a lot more information that you didn't even ask for is going to come in the reading, okay? So there are some extra tidbits that came in, and from a reader's perspective, if these things show up, that means that they're wanting to be told, okay? All right, so I asked, the first question I asked is why did he die? This was no accident. Now, I don't know if this has anything to do with the other, but it was showing me that there was a woman who was feeling very betrayed, very let down, very screwed over by, I'm just going to call him X to be safe. Now, a lot of times men will come in the reading with very feminine energy. For instance, Michael Jackson was a very masculine man, but you could see he had a very feminine side to him. Okay, so sometimes I have seen readers pick up Michael Jackson as a female energy, okay? So just because I see woman doesn't mean that it's woman, okay? But it's showing specifically this woman over and over being at the heart of the situation. So I don't know if she specifically hired somebody to kill him, if this was just something else that was added to the pile of things that somebody did to him, which was the straw that broke the camel's back and put things into motion. I'm not sure. Okay, but it's definitely showing a woman around the situation. It's showing being screwed over. It's showing a pregnancy, whether there's someone is pregnant now, someone was pregnant, somebody lying about pregnancy, I don't know. But it looked like this was somebody that X had involvement with, and he spent a significant amount of time with this woman, or they lived together like married, but they weren't married, okay? But whoever killed him was going to stand to inherit a shit ton of money. I'm talking tens of thousands of dollars for their participation in this murder. So this was completely premeditated is what the cards are showing me. They knew that he was going to be there that day. So either X was talking to somebody, his killer, and told them, or whoever it was, that he was going to be at this specific place at a specific time, or people were talking and it got back to the specific person that meant to do him harm. And I hope that this makes sense. Now, I could be misinterpreting a lot of this, but I'm really certain that this was no accident or chance meeting with his killers. I have to keep reiterating that. It's not showing me that there was a struggle and a gun went off by accident killing him. I'm seeing that they approached him with the sole intention of killing him. I see work and contracts all over the situation. So that tells me that somebody was absolutely paid to do this. The same stuff will keep coming up over and over to reiterate a point. Someone signed their name in blood to go after Tentacion. I'm feeling very manic and anxious, so not to be rude or disrespectful to his fans or his family, but he either had something in his system at the time of his death, like Xanax or Adderall, or he was feeling very manic and anxious because of his bipolar disorder, or both. When he was face to face with his killers, it does show that they had an exchange of words, okay? No struggle. but they definitely had words. I'm seeing one guy specifically that stepped up to the vehicle. I don't know if that means that he pretended to be alone and the other guys bum rushed the car, but I'm seeing that this happened very, very quickly. But the cards are putting emphasis on a specific man moving forward with this atrocity. They're reporting that this as a robbery, but if this was a legit robbery, why didn't they take anything else? Why didn't they take his vehicle? They took his life in a bag. Does that even make sense to anyone? Absolutely not. It doesn't even make sense. And I didn't even think about it, honestly, until I started reading these cards, and things just sort of kind of started clicking for me. I asked where he was shot, and I was shown chest area, or maybe it was showing me that his heart gave out. Because I know what was reported in the media was that he was either shot in the head or the neck, but it's definitely putting emphasis on the heart chest area. No, I'm not sure that he knew the killer specifically, but I see that he knew the person behind the scenes. Okay, so whoever it was that paid these people to kill him, he knew him. He absolutely did know him. There are a lot of work cards around this situation. There are contracts. So that tells me they contracted them to kill him, or it was someone that he was specifically working with. Now, I can't say record label or any other thing that he had going on. I don't know if the whole story is going to come out, because I see people hiding a lot of truths. I do see that he is at peace. It shows me that he's around his mom and he's around another guy. I don't know if it's an uncle, a cousin, a brother, a dad. It's just showing me the King of Wands. So this could be the astrological sign associated with that is Sagittarius, Leo, or Taurus. Or it could be showing me that it's a Caucasian person with red or blonde hair, green or blue eyes, or it could be someone of an ethnic nature with very specific characteristics, very unusual characteristics for this ethnic type, like green or blue eyes, red hair, lighter skin with freckles. So I don't know anything about this man. So if y'all know somebody like that who is in his life, that is who it is showing me. He is around that person and his mom. It does show that he is still around. Does that mean he's earthbound? Listen, I can't say anything about there, but it's showing that there was a consciousness and awareness that happened to him, and he wants justice. It specifically said that he wants justice. Now, we don't know what God allows. I know to be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord, but we don't know specifically what is allowed to happen on the other side. That there could be this very thin veil between the spirit plane and the human plane. We just don't know. But it's saying that he's angry about what happened. He knows who did this to him, and he wants justice. It keeps coming up, retaliation for something. Okay. I don't even know what that means. Again, I'm seeing work and contracts, and I see a woman here that felt as though he really did her wrong. So this was a lover of his who is or was pregnant with a child, or at least said she was pregnant with his child. I feel like he had several women, and he wasn't exactly a faithful partner. So it could be one of 4 women I see here. I will say this. He comes through as someone who is very sweet, sincere, also very misunderstood. It's showing me progress and forward motion. So that lets me know that there were changes taking place within him and in his life. There are things he isn't very proud of, that he tried to compensate by doing good for others. And I get the 6 of Pentacles with this. So he was involving himself in charity or giving back to the less fortunate. But anyway, it was talking about a side of him that he hid from a lot of people. It's showing me there's regret around some things that he did. I see a lot of it resulted from substance abuse and mental illness. It's also coming through that he had a porn addiction. Listen, how many of us in our lives don't have regrets about things that we've done that you're not exactly proud of? Because I sure have. I have a shit ton of them. In my younger years, I'm 44 years old. So in my teenage years and in my 20s, I did a lot of things that I absolutely wouldn't even dream of doing these days, okay? But regardless of that, we're all human. We make mistakes, but it really does look like he was trying to own up to those things and he wanted to change for the better. I felt goodness and kindness, sincerity and remorse in his reading. I feel a lot of things that he did, he was really trying to atone for. Not to say that he still wasn't making mistakes, because again, he was very young. So of course, many more mistakes would have even happened if he had lived to be an old man. You know, we're always going to make mistakes in this life. That's how we learn and that's how we grow. But like I said, it's what you do with your bad choices and actions that make the biggest impact and difference in how you get past your mistakes. And I think he was really trying. I hope that this helps someone with some answers. Now we're just going to have to wait and see what comes out in the media about the case. Peace and love to everyone.